Welcome to BrightBoundX, the channel where curiosity meets the edge of reality. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because today, we're not giving you answers. We're giving you the questions that keep even the smartest minds awake at night. Let's begin with this. On any given school day, most of us are trained to hunt for answers. But the real magic starts when you look at the things no one has figured out. Questions so vast, so weird, that even the greatest scientists just shrug and say, "We don't know." And that's where we're going. As a kid, maybe you asked strange things. I know I did. What's it like to be a dog? Do fish feel pain? What about bugs? Was the Big Bang just a random cosmic accident? And if there is a God, how do we know it's a he and not a she? Or maybe something else entirely? Why do good people and animals suffer terrible things? Is there a master plan? Or are we just making this up as we go? Does the future already exist? Or are we building it in real time? If it's all planned out, do I actually have free will? And while we're at it, who am I really? Am I just a sack of meat running on electrical impulses? If so, why do I feel like me? Why do I have thoughts? Why am I conscious? These aren't just your thoughts. These are the unsolved mysteries sitting at the edge of physics, neuroscience, philosophy, and, well, existence. And here's the crazy part. No one knows the answers. Not really. Not yet. But chasing them, that's the adventure. Because when we explore the unknown, we push the boundary of what humans can know. And we might just stumble into something that changes everything. Let's start big. How many universes exist? You're in one, clearly. But is that it? On long flights, maybe you've stared out the window and felt how endless Earth seems. Oceans, deserts, mountain ranges that go on forever. But Earth is tiny. There's an object in our sky that could fit 1 million Earths inside it. That's the sun. Sounds enormous, right? But the sun is just one of roughly 400 billion stars in our Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way, it's just one galaxy out of at least 100 billion that we can currently detect. So here's a mental image. If every star were a grain of sand, just the Milky Way would fill a 30 by minus 30 foot square, 3 feet deep with sand. And the whole observable universe, we'd run out of beaches on Earth long before we ran out of stars. And this is only what we can see. Now here's where it gets nuts. Some physicists believe our entire observable universe, with its trillions of galaxies and stars, might be just a tiny bubble in a much larger foam of universes. That's right, a multiverse. One theory, called string theory, suggests reality might be made up of 10 universes. That's a 1 followed by 500 zeros. Try to wrap your brain around this. If every atom in the observable universe had its own universe, and every atom in those had another universe, and you did that 2 more times, you'd still only get a tiny fraction of the total. But that number, mind-melting as it is still nothing compared to infinity. And yes, some scientists believe the spacetime continuum is infinite, filled with an unending number of pocket universes, each with different rules, particles, or dimensions. Here's where things get even weirder. Quantum physics, one of the most successful scientific theories ever, suggests that every time you make a decision, the universe splits. One version of you takes the job. Another one walks away. One you eats the cake. Another doesn't. Each moment creates branches, countless new realities. So somewhere out there, there's a version of you who became a rock star. Another who's a monk. Another who just never learned to ride a bike. It sounds like science fiction, but it's not. It's real theory, debated at the highest levels of physics, but not everyone agrees. Some physicists argue there's only one universe, this one. Others suggest even that might be an illusion. The truth, we just don't know. So how many universes are there? Right now, the best answer we have is between 0 and infinity. Helpful, right? You might be wondering. Okay, but why does any of this matter to me? Because it changes how you see everything. If we're part of a multiverse, we may not be the center of anything. We might just be one flickering possibility in an endless sea of alternate realities. Or we might be alone, and that makes our existence unbelievably precious. Either way, we're in a moment of history where these ideas aren't just philosophy. They're testable, mappable, real. This could be the biggest shift in human understanding since we figured out the Earth wasn't flat. And you're alive for it. Welcome to the edge. Let's jump to another mystery that scientists can't stop thinking about. If the universe is this big, where is everyone? Why haven't we seen aliens? It's not like we're guessing anymore. The Kepler Space Telescope found thousands of planets just around nearby stars. If you run the numbers, there could be 500 billion planets in our galaxy alone. If just 1 in 10,000 could support life, that's 50 million life-harboring planets, right here in the Milky Way. And here's the catch. Many of them are way older than Earth. Some should have had a head start, millions, maybe billions of years more to evolve intelligent life and advanced technology. So, where are the fleets of alien ships? Where are the signals? Where's the interstellar artwork? Why is the sky so quiet? The next part of this story takes us even deeper. We'll explore the possible answers to the Fermi paradox, from hopeful ideas to dark theories of cosmic silence. And we'll ask what it means if we're actually alone. Don't miss part 2. Subscribe now so you don't. And whatever you do, stay curious. Because the biggest breakthroughs in history always start with a question. This is BrightBoundX. Thanks for exploring the unknown with us. See you in the next one. In part 1, we went big. Really big. We explored the sheer scale of the cosmos, from our tiny blue dot to the infinite foam of possible universes. We asked the kinds of questions that rattle the soul. Why are we here? How many versions of you might exist out there? And most hauntingly, if the universe is this massive, why is it so quiet? That's the Fermi paradox. And in part 2, we're diving deep into the possible answers, from hopeful to terrifying, and exploring what this silence might actually say about us. Ready? Let's jump in. It started with a lunch conversation. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi, one of the minds behind the atomic bomb, casually asked a group of fellow scientists, if the universe is so full of stars and planets, then where's everybody? It was meant as a joke, but no one laughed, because it's a serious question. The numbers are wild. Even if just a tiny fraction of planets had intelligent life, and even if just a tiny fraction of those civilizations developed technology, we should be seeing something by now. Ships, signals, glowing Dyson spheres, anything, but nothing, not a peep. This silence isn't just mysterious, it's deafening. So scientists, futurists, and philosophers have spent decades trying to explain it. What they've come up with will either give you hope or send chills down your spine. One of the most comforting theories. They're there, they just don't want us to know. Imagine this, we're the ants, they're the zookeepers. They see us, study us, maybe even protect us, but never interfere. Why? Because we're not ready, or because they have rules. This is called the zoo hypothesis. Or maybe they are reaching out, just not in ways we understand. Think about how we send signals, radio waves, but an alien civilization a million years ahead of us might use something totally different, like quantum entanglement, gravitational wave pulses, or particles we haven't even discovered yet. From their perspective, we're banging on rocks and calling it music. So maybe the silence isn't real. Maybe we're just not tuned into the right frequency. Now for a darker possibility. What if the reason we see no advanced civilizations is because they all failed? There's a theory called the Great Filter. It says that somewhere along the path from single-celled life to galaxy-traveling species, there's a wall, a stage that almost no one survives. It could be early, maybe life itself is insanely rare. Or it could be later, maybe civilizations always destroy themselves through war, AI, resource collapse, or something we can't even imagine. Now here's the scary part. We don't know whether we've already passed the filter, or if it's still ahead of us. If it's behind us, great, we're special, lucky, survivors. But if it's ahead, that means the moment we invent certain technologies, we're doomed. And that might explain the silence. They were out there, but they didn't make it. Here's a mind bender. What if we're first? Some scientists think the universe might be in its infancy. It took billions of years just to form heavy elements like carbon. Maybe intelligent life needs trillions more to really get going. In that case, Earth might be the early bloomer, the first voice in a silent hall. No one's answering, because no one's there yet. So maybe the job of finding others, or even helping them one day, falls to us. When we say aliens, most people imagine flying saucers or green things with big eyes. But what if we're thinking too small? A civilization a million years ahead might not even have bodies. They could be planet-sized superintelligences, or they might have merged with machines, existing as pure information, traveling not in ships, but in beams of light or dark matter channels. Or maybe they've transcended physical reality entirely, living in computational realms we can't detect, because they've no reason to play in 3D space anymore. So the reason we haven't found them might be simple. they're not what we're looking for. Then there's this. Maybe we're it. One planet, one species, one moment of consciousness in a vast, empty universe. It sounds bleak, but think about it. That would mean we are not just intelligent life, we're the intelligent life. The rarest phenomenon in existence. The universe waking up through us. In that light, our responsibilities become massive. Because if we mess this up, there might be no second chance. No backup, no rescue, no one to mourn us. Just silence. So, let's say the Fermi paradox is real. Let's say the universe really is silent. What do we do with that? Some say we should double down on searching, build better telescopes, launch better probes, expand beyond Earth. Others say we should stay quiet, in case something not so friendly is out there, listening. But maybe the best answer is this. Let the silence inspire us. Whether we're alone or just one of billions, we're here. And we're capable of love, art, mathematics, philosophy, spaceflight, self-reflection, and questions like these. That's extraordinary. Even if the universe is empty, we are not. We're orbiting a star in a quiet corner of one galaxy among billions. And yet, we build machines that gaze at the edge of time. We argue about the soul. We compose symphonies. We dream of eternity. Is that not incredible? So maybe the point isn't to find someone else. Maybe the point is to understand ourselves deeply and to become a species worthy of finding. Because if someone is watching, what story are we telling? A planet of war, greed, and division, or one of wonder, growth, and courage? The silence is still out there, and maybe that silence is the greatest test. We may not have the answers, but we have the questions, and sometimes, that's enough to light the way. If this video sparked something in you, a curiosity, a sense of wonder, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to BrightBoundX. This isn't just a channel, it's a journey to the edge of knowledge, and beyond. Until next time, stay curious.